Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
A stabbing in Valley City sends one man to the hospital. Valley News Team's Veronica Marshall has the latest details on the violent incident and what Valley City is doing to keep its citizens safe.
This is where first responders came Wednesday night in response to a call about a stabbing. Police tell me the victim was stabbed at least 2 times in the torso. He's now recovering in a Fargo hospital. Officers also tell me there is no threat to the public and the suspect and the victim know each other. Now, despite this, residents tell me violent incidents like these are the exception and not the rule in Valley City.
I was born here and I married a farmer, so I'm staying here. It's a small town, but we have very easy access to Fargo, so we kind of have the best of all worlds here.
Mary Lee Nielsen says she loves where she lives, and despite the recent stabbing, she feels safe in Valley City.
I've lived here all my life. You know, I probably can count on one hand the times we've had incidents.
But residents and city staff say Valley City's peaceful past doesn't stop them from taking safety seriously and supporting changes to cut back on crime.
People are very mobile, so you don't know what's coming through or that type of thing. We are part of the Main Street program, and we are getting all new street lights on our Central and Main Street and through our city park also to make it a safer place to be.
The city is also investing in violence prevention programs like the Green Dot program and getting more behavioral health counselors in schools.
If they have these opportunities, they are definitely less likely to become involved in the justice system.
Nielsen says the city has one more tool in its pocket when it comes to combating violence and crime. She says sometimes bigger isn't better.
This is a small enough town where we do know our police officers. You know, everyone knows everyone.
In Valley City, Veronica Marshall, Valley News Live.
Valley City Police Chief Phil Hatcher says the suspect turned himself in for questioning and is currently not in custody. Hatcher says he hopes to get more information about what happened when the victim has fully recovered from his operation. A Fargo teenager is being charged with attempted child abuse after court documents state she yelled, quote, "I'm going to kill the baby," while fighting with multiple people and trying to grab the child. Court documents state 19-year-old Justina Brownell was arrested earlier this week after threatening to kill her own young child. A witness says Brownell yanked the child by the feet and started slapping the newborn all over her body. Brownell was wrestled to the ground by another witness who claims she then got back up and started pulling at the child again before someone stopped the attack. Brownell was arrested for felony, attempted child abuse, and terrorizing. She's due back in court in mid-August. Authorities in Moorhead need your help identifying the man on your screen. Officials say he is black, heavier set, and was last seen wearing a white untucked T-shirt, gray cap, and gray shoes. The man was seen driving a white 4-door passenger car. That picture is also up on your screen right now. Police would like to speak with him about a possible theft. If you have any information about his identity or vehicle, call Moorhead Police, 218-299-5120. With all the rain and storm chances lately, we've had our evening plans interrupted here and there. So how about this evening? Here's Hutch with No Wait weather.
Well, Andrea, as we peer out to the west, we have this banner of clouds that's been drifting overhead throughout the day. And here periodically we've been seeing a few sprinkles. But as we head into the evening, right now the radar fairly quiet, minus those showers gliding eastward along the I-94 corridor. Once again, though, there is a risk for a few strong to severe thunderstorms. I think everything will be more isolated in nature as we go through the evening tonight. Here is a look at the area of concern from the Red River Valley and southeast North Dakota into much of Minnesota. There will be the risk for hail and damaging wind, and isolated tornado cannot be ruled out, particularly on the Minnesota side of the Red River Valley. We'll keep our eyes on that potential for tonight. But for now, not a lot going on. Temperatures in the 80s. In fact, our peak temperature here in Fargo will likely come in the next hour or so. Grand Forks, we'll see things cooling off. It's been a sizzler there. 86 right now. We'll be dipping down through the lower 80s over the next 3 hours or so. We'll have details in hour-by-hour style, what you can expect for your Friday to close out the work week as we are undergoing, Andrea, a transition in our weather pattern.
Quiet is nice.
It is.
When it happens. Thanks, Hutch. A woman is facing charges of DUI and open container after authorities say she crashed her car into the ditch. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says it happened yesterday evening around 8 o'clock on the south edge of Grand Forks. Authorities say 58-year-old Cindy Smithy was heading to a T intersection and hit the ditch. She was taken to a hospital but is expected to be okay. No other vehicle was involved and no one else was in the car. A South Dakota woman is still recovering from a freak accident that left her neck sliced open. Kendra Jensen says she was in her yard cleaning up toys last week while her husband was mowing the lawn. She says the mower kicked up some debris and hit her in the neck, leaving her bleeding profusely and in need of immediate medical attention. Today, Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley talked with local experts on how to make sure something as horrific as this doesn't happen to you or your family.
Kendra Jensen's lawnmower injuries might seem like it's nothing more than just a freak accident. But to lawn experts like Mike Savalison, it's not that surprising.
Those blades, they're actually regulated to 200 miles an hour. So at the blade tip, it's moving 200 miles an hour.
Mix those high speeds with any kind of debris left in your grass, and you've got a dangerous situation.
It'll kick rocks out, 50, 60 feet. I mean, I've watched them come off our mowers and go flying, and you're just hoping it doesn't hit something or someone.
Savalison says he and his workers take a lot of precautions when mowing, especially when people are outside.
Knock on wood, we haven't had anyone hit by anything.
But he says there have been a few broken or chipped windows from those flying rocks. Savalison says it's best to keep your kids and pets inside or far, far away from that running mower.
Send them to the neighbor's yard, something like that. I would just have them as far away as you can, just because stuff does happen.
He also urges to use your mower's safety guard, as well as to wear long pants, closed-toed shoes, and eye protection to avoid any rocks spitting out and hurting you. In Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
Jensen says she still doesn't know what hit her, but whatever it was just barely missed her carotid artery, trachea, and vocal cords. The House of Representatives is voting to gradually raise the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour. But prospects for passage in the Senate remain dim. The Raise the Wage Act would raise minimum pay in steps from its current $7.25 an hour to $15 an hour by 2025. It marks the first time Congress has voted to raise the minimum wage since 2009. Democrats argue the bill could boost pay for 33 million workers, including a third of all women currently in the workforce. But Republicans say the wage could force small and low revenue businesses to cut jobs, especially entry-level positions for young people.
A rise in opposition to H.R. 582, the Raise the Wage Act, or as it should be called, Raising Unemployment for American Workers Act.
The bill was drawn up for gradual increases in response to concerns of some moderates about the impact on small business in rural areas where pay scales are generally lower than cities. You can tell we're getting close to another Fargo Air Show. This afternoon, the main attraction for this year's event, the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds, could be heard and seen practicing over the FM sky. These F-16 Fighting Falcons are the same fighter once used by our local Air National Guard unit, the Happy Hooligans. The Thunderbirds were prepping for their hour-long shows on Saturday and Sunday, where they perform about 30 maneuvers.
I saw the Thunderbirds when I was a kid, so when I was 10 years old, I went to the local air show. The Thunderbirds were performing, and I thought that'd be great to do when I grew up. Get out there and meet the public and show them what their taxpayer dollars are doing. And I want to show off the pride and precision of the Air Force, and this is a great way to do it.
There's plenty to see at the Fargo Air Show. The gates open at 9 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday, with the show starting at 11. Those same Thunderbirds will be practicing again tomorrow, and that can make your commute a little challenging because certain streets around the airport will be closed from 10:45 in the morning until 3:15 in the afternoon. 19th Avenue North between Dakota Drive and 18th Street North will be temporarily shut down. So will Dakota Drive from 19th Avenue North to 12th Avenue North. 15th Avenue North between Dakota Drive and 18th Street North and 32nd Avenue North west of University Drive North will also be closed. However, access to Hector International Airport Terminal will be open to traffic. Drivers will need to hang tight for one more day when it comes to the intersection of 45th Street South and 32nd Avenue in Fargo. The traffic signals have been out at that location since last Friday when a vehicle crashed into an electrical box. A city engineer had hoped the repairs would be done this morning. Today, they tell us the equipment they need is arriving tomorrow morning, so they're hoping the contractor will get the situation fixed in time for your Friday evening commute. In the meantime, Fargo police remind you, treat that intersection as a four-way stop. In some parts of the Midwest, it's so hot that you can literally bake biscuits in your car. With temps reaching into the upper 90s in Omaha, Nebraska today, the National Weather Service took advantage of this opportunity to bake some biscuits. Officials with NWS of Omaha say after about an hour, the baking pan got up to 175 degrees.